What did George Washington have to say about his sense of honor? Our first word of Washington comes from his moral maxims. In a letter to the Marquis de Lafayette from September 1st, 1778, Washington said, "I feel everything that hurts the sensibility of a gentleman." Admittedly, if you don't give the sentence much thought, it sounds like just a vague platitude. But the more we break this down and examine the context, the more it reveals about Washington's character and outlook. Let's start linguistically. I like to use the 1828 Webster's Dictionary here, especially considering that Noah Webster and George Washington actually knew each other. Here, Webster defines sensibility as actual feeling and the capacity of acuteness of perception, that quality of the soul which renders it susceptible of impressions, delicacy of feeling, as sensibility to pleasure or pain, or sensibility to shame or praise. He also defines a gentleman as a man of education, good breeding, politeness, and civil manners, as distinguished from the vulgar and clownish. In other words, Washington was empathetic to anything that hurt the feelings or clouded the capacity of discernment of educated, well-mannered people. Why did he say this, though? Let's examine the historical background. Lafayette and Washington had been writing each other about the Battle of Rhode Island. Though the two had only met for the first time the year before, their relationship quickly grew to almost that of a surrogate father and son, Washington being in his mid-40s and Lafayette in his early 20s. Lafayette was sent to help with the first joint operation of French and American forces, where they had planned to liberate Newport from the British Army that had seized it nearly 18 months prior. Before the battle could begin in earnest, the French fleet was severely damaged by storms. The leader of the French fleet had promised the king that they would flee to Boston in case of an accident or encountering a superior enemy fleet. The American forces were absolutely furious at the fleet's departure, and General John Sullivan even wrote a letter saying that the decision was, quote, derogatory to the honor of France. Lafayette was forced to act as a mediator between the French and American leadership, and these efforts caused him to miss the battle itself. He wrote a letter to Washington discussing his disappointment at this lost opportunity for glory on the battlefield and at the reactions of leadership on all sides. Washington's response then was intended to console and hype up his friend. For Washington's full letter, check out Part 2.